Buongiorno, welcome back to the Italian campaign. So, let's see, what do we have here? How many ships do the Americans have left at this point? Have I recycled their... Yeah, I have recycled almost the entirety of their navy. They got 2 heavy cruisers, a battleship, and a battlecruiser left in service. Yeah, that's almost a little bit sad. Yeah, we should probably prepare to be fighting the British again, and then working on making Japan and Germany our enemies. Yeah, but first off, let's see if we can sink one of their 2 heavy cruisers. That's a big question mark. If, because that's a Washington class, and they are some very, very tough ships. And so far, I'm not too impressed with my Bourbon class heavy cruisers. I mean, they did very well killing that South Dakota last turn, exploiting its complete lack of deck armor and completely nuking it that way. But the Washington class certainly does have deck armor, and there she is. And my 10-inch guns are not quite punchy enough to reliably go through it. My battleships can, and my battlecruisers, well, with the exception of the ones actually designed as cruiser killers, they seem to be mostly useless in dealing with... okay, and this is the non-refit version of that DD, which does not have any accuracy at range. Well, no, it has... it still has some guns. It was just one turret blowing up. Almost have torpedo range. Now on the enemy transports, I'm just going to launch into the midst of the formation and hope that it kills something. Aggressive launch. Now you may retreat. Now Delfino is, to her credit, actually doing damage to the enemy heavy cruiser, but it's not heavy damage. Let's see, torpedoes are looking pretty good. They should be able to hit something. If I can somehow also hit that cruiser with a torpedo, that would be very lucky. I'm not really counting on it, though. Let's see, torpedo impacts on some of the transports. You might actually get the cruiser. Yeah, the enemy 10-inch guns are seemingly more punchy than mine. Which is weird, because they got the same Capitalistic 2 ammo that we have. credited with 2 torpedo hits, and that was a pretty good volley too. It just went into the center of the enemy formation. And just magically missed almost every transport. It didn't even sink the ones that were hit. Yeah, my AG is causing overpens on the transports. Unfortunate. If only they had something less potent than a Washington-class heavy cruiser, then I could quite confidently just go closer in and murder these transports with my 4.2-inch guns. I'm just not quite in range to do that. Let's sink some of them. The DD is not coming back, I think. If I can sink maybe 2. Surrendered. In fact, let's risk it for the biscuit. See if we can get a little bit closer and put those secondary guns to use. That's something I might regret if I start taking too much damage from the Tulsa. I mean, overpens on the transports, it's kind of weird. Presumably they are carrying some kind of cargo. So even if they don't have much of an actual armored skin to arm the fuses of my HE shells, then there should be something in the cargo hold that I could hit. Like maybe a couple of tanks or something. I think I want to get a little bit closer, put those secondaries to use. In fact, put the main guns on the Tulsa right now. See, there we go. 4.2s being way more effective killing the transports than the main guns were. Put both the primaries and secondaries now on the cruiser because it's gotten a little bit too close. I think I made a big mistake here by going for the convoy. No, no, no. Secondaries also on the cruiser. Even in terms of crew loss. But yeah, the Delfino certainly did not like the attention from the Tulsa. It's just a little bit too tough. Well, at least I sank some transports. So if I can get away with my ship intact, should be getting to the range where I'm pretty immune to the enemy guns. And actually out of range. Yeah, there we go. Now we can go home with what remains of my ship. We sank 6 transports. It's not nothing, but it's not a big win, especially not considering the damage to the Delfino. Military conflict. Oh, yeah, I've taken the Philippines. But it was in a state of rebellion when I took it. So now I have to quell the rebellion. Oh. 11 months. I gotta sit here with my ships for 11 months. Let's take the East Philippines as well. Can I open that naval invasion this turn? No. Cannot. Actually, no. You guys were supposed to be fighting this force, weren't you? Fine. Let's send the Regina Isabellas instead. They are a little bit faster, so hopefully the Americans should not be able to withdraw. So we should get a battle. All right. And we are also taking Panama, which will be a pretty big blow to the US, at least strategically. Because they will then no longer be able to move quickly between the Caribbean and the Pacific. Let's see, what's going on here? 8%. China is taking Siberia and Russia. But if they lose Eastern China, then China will also dissolve. So that's that. Let's go. to next month. March on, as we say. French admiral warned, Chinese admiral warned, and we are striking on Balboa. What? Did I lose the Philippines? Egypt! Yes, we are taking Egypt. I did not lose the Philippines. Okay, alright. I think that's just the pop-up was kind of bugged because the rebellion was triggered against the Americans when they owned the West Philippines. So, I don't know. If I had not taken the Philippines from the US, then it would have gone independent. Probably. Let's see, East Philippines. Let's go. Everything looks fine. Still no battle with this battle cruiser here. What is up with that? Let's see, we're gonna send these guys to port in Singapore. The battleships can join in the invasion of the East Philippines. Now, let's see, one of the most exciting things here now currently is actually the Japanese invasion of Eastern China. 17%, up from 8. So unless there's a peace treaty in some months, depending on if the rate of advance slows down or speeds up, Eastern China will be gone, and then China will be gone. Now then, conquest of Egypt. Let's send out the invasion fleet. Probably my most hard-working task force. And the Bastardo class battle cruisers. In fact, let's just place these right outside of Alexandria. Do we have another battlecruiser force here somewhere? I should have. We've got Doria and Tiramisu. Here we go. Donzellas. Those are the ones I was looking for. And there's the copy. You can also join in. Alright, let's see if we can finally bring this battlecruiser to battle. Or if it's just gonna keep running around and avoiding me. No battle. Again. Germany and Japan are at war. Alright. Alright, let's see what that has to do, what that entails for me and my relations with Germany and Japan. I know there was a pop-up. I didn't read it. Let's see, that's still at 100%. It should be. Come on. just... Yeah, there we go, 100%. 3 months remaining. When that's done, the big battleships can go and help take Egypt. What ship are you? Il Tempo Gigante. Okay. Fine. If they're trying to run, then at least they should have trouble running from that very, very fast battlecruiser. Let's send these guys here also. Yeah, this will not be done in time for my ships to divert and help out to take Egypt. Do they have ships in Alexandria? They do. They do have ships in Alexandria. Okay, here's the plan. Which ships are you? Bastardos? Yeah. Donzellos, okay. The ships in Egypt are probably quite old, so I think the Bastardos should be able to take on 3 battleships, a battlecruiser, a heavy and a light, if we get a strike mission against Alexandria. If they turn out to be very modern ships, then we might be in trouble. But presumably they are quite old. Now that's exciting, because it means we might actually get a battle, a proper one. 25%. Yeah, they're going to take this unless there's a peace treaty. I'm still very friendly with both Germany and Japan. More so with Germany than Japan. Let's antagonize the British, because I do need to take all of the British Isles. There's no point in keeping them alive. And have they taken Norway? They have. Well, then certainly we need to beat the British and liberate my homeland. From the Anglo colonizers. Alright, let's keep going then. And no, they could not outrun Il Tempo Gigante, so we do have a meeting now. But first, a strike on Balboa. Now, Samoa class battlecruiser. Yeah, that's the one that doesn't look half bad. And another Washington. I'm almost tempted to keep them alive, so that if I get a peace treaty with the US, I can take them as trophies. But let's sink them instead. I don't think my game would like me to have more more ship designs saved, because it just makes the game lag a lot if you got too many ships saved. We are firing. Let's put you on the thumbnail. I don't think I've had this ship on a thumbnail before, at least not by herself. Let's see, what ship am I targeting here? That should be the battleship, right? Battle cruiser. Excuse me. Yeah. Now, other than these two secondary turrets, and this funnel being placed in between and not on the secondary tower, this doesn't look bad. And as we know, the heavy cruiser also does not look bad. At least not by AI standards. There we go, scoring some penetrations. Are you firing AP now? You are. If you think that's the best idea, then go ahead. I do not remember what kind of armor layout these ships have, so might be the best option. Main belt pen. Foredeck pen. Let's see if we can score penetrations with HE. Maybe these were paper ships. Oh yeah, main deck, something pen. Aft belt pen, that was a big hit. With HE. So, paper ship confirmed. I have a feeling the battle cruiser is going to turn out to be easier to kill than the heavy cruiser. Especially if I keep landing nuclear bombs like that on it. And this was the original Washington class, which has only 7.4 kilometer torpedo range, so we're not in for any ugly surprises this time around. "25 kilometers. Oh yeah, I can I think I can belt pen you at that range pretty easily. At least in theory. Or just get blocks like that. And just get to her flat side. Which looks like we're getting to now. She has what, an 8-inch main belt? Should be doable. Yes, straighten out. There we go. It's a main tower pen. Shouldn't be that hard to pen it. Am I skipping off the deck? Maybe. Main deck partial pen. I think I'm skipping off the deck. So options are either getting further out to go through the deck, or just get closer in and make sure that my hits are on the belt. I think I want to get closer in. I want to show the world that not even the mighty Washington-class heavy cruisers can stand up against the Italian Navy. Although, granted, I do have to bring, apparently, a battle cruiser to do it, but let's see now, AP, once we get a flatter angle. No, apparently not. Are these impossible to get main belt hits on? Oh, I can get aft belt hits for some reason, firing from in front of it. Do we have to just make this thing surrender? Just grind it down, salvo by salvo. I think I've said it before, these cruisers have no right being this tanky. There we go. Well, actually, main deck pen. Oh, partial pen, but okay. No, it's finally gonna sink. Three. And there she goes. Yeah, she stood up to quite a lot. So, initially I thought no way these cruisers are worth 1.7 billion, but apparently not far off. Let's see how our invasions are going. 44% now. That is still at 100. So this is gonna finish off in 2 months, and then they can just head out here into the Mediterranean and help out with the invasion of Egypt. Yeah. Where are the British heading? Where are the British heading? With all of these ships. here. Who are you fighting, Britain? You're fighting China. Well, don't mind me. I think I'm just gonna try and defeat this Chinese battleship before you do. 34%. Yeah, I think they're advancing like 8.5% each month. So that will be the end of China in whatever that makes out to be. I'm not gonna do the math. Yeah, let's see if we can actually get a strike on Alexandria. Let's see, you got 4 battlecruisers, 4 DDs. Apparently it helps if you have light cruisers in your task force if you wanted to get a strike mission. I don't remember where I read that, but someone said it, so it's probably true. Now, hopefully you can get that strike versus the defending Egyptian Navy, and hopefully we can fight this Chinese battleship. Yeah, looks like we do get a battle with the Chinese battleship. 10 billion. Or 2 billion. I think we're gonna take the 2 unrest. And the -5 to relations with Germany and Japan. And Britain and France. There we go. The Shen class battleship. 15.2 inch guns. Top speed 28.5 knots. Price tag 9 billion. Displacement 75,000 tons. Crew training cadets. Probably because they're broke. Let's go. Let's see if we can sink this cadet ship. Oh wow, it looks kind of funky. And Il Tempo Gigante is already firing. And this battleship we're fighting is worth many times what Il Tempo Gigante is worth. Like 6 times as much? Almost? Yeah, almost. Let's take a look at it. Now it could actually be a potent ship. It might be. As for critique, would have moved the funnel a little bit further back, the main tower a little bit further back, and see if I could find space for another main gun turret up front here. It looks a bit funky because this is just a repurposed upscaled cruiser hull with cruiser towers. Let's see, can we maybe put you on the thumbnail? Maybe not. I'll have to decide later which one is the more pleasing to look at. But again, didn't look bad. By AI standards, it certainly did not look bad. And we're already punching it for 8,000 damage with a main deck pen. With what I think was HE. I'm loading AP now though. And I think the first one was HE. Let's go back to HE. I think we're fighting a ship with paper deck armor. if it's got paper deck armor, then maybe not. Yeah. Also doing chip damage with the HE. So a couple more funnels and then go back to AP. There we go, that's more like it. She's not scored a single hit in return. 60% identified. Just for curiosity's sake, I would kind of like to identify it before it sinks. Although obviously it's not going to be that relevant because I don't think I will see a single battleship like this ever again. Seeing as China is too broke to build any more of them and too close to collapse to even have time to do so. So we're just going to cheekily sail around without firing for a little bit more, just until it's identified. And yes, I know this is just me being weird and having this strange fascination with how the AI likes to build ships, just so I can critique them and feel better about myself. There we go. That's identified. Rinchen. Mark IV 15s. I mean, not bad. 2 powder 2, TNT 3. Not a bad choice. Diesel 2. That's why it's absurdly expensive. Which is probably not a good idea. Not a good thing for China, seeing as they are so broke. And this is why I have commented a couple of times that I think the diesel engines are way overpriced. Which is not a good thing because the AI doesn't know that, no, choosing them now is just throwing money down the drain. When you can get the same or better results with turbo-electric drives for a much more reasonable price. But let's see. Semi-AP, heavy shells, base fuse HE, increased ammo. Yeah, she doesn't have a lot of pen. She cannot go through my main belts at any range. Nor my main deck. But if she does, she's gonna do some damage with those semi-AP shells. That is 5,200. Which is more than my 16s are doing. Single bottom, anti-torp 1. Yeah, she might flood out. 19.9 inch main belt. That's very good. 4.5 belts. Okay. Main deck is only 2.4 inches. And that is the problem here. Lack of deck armor. It seems it's either feast or famine when the AI builds its ships. It's either absurdly thick deck armors or it's no deck armor at all. At least the main deck. It seems almost random what they put on the 4.5 decks, but that's hardly relevant because the 4.5 decks only cover tiny parts of the ship. And we're still going through them. even longer range, I can. There we go. She sinks. At even longer range, I can actually go through the main deck with HE. And I think that's what I did with the opening salvos. I was just far enough away that my HE went through. And that's 97,000 victory points for sinking such an expensive ship. That wasn't even that good. Peace treaty. We are winning against China. Actually, sure. Sure thing, China. Let's have peace. My land offensives against the US are not going that well. Pushed back in Nigeria and Laos. But the naval invasions are going well. And that's kind of what matters. China even have any ships left? Well, they got a couple of battle cruisers. And because I now actually have some victory points, I might be able to get some of those before anyone else does. That's a huge battle fleet you got there, Britain. What are you planning to do with all of those ships? What are you planning to do with all of those ships? Let's increase tension a little bit. Germany and Japan still fighting one another. What are we getting here now? Advanced marine engines. Yeah, a little bit more engine power per ton. And good stuff all around. Although that's like hardly 1% more engine power per ton for my gas turbines. For the turbo-electric drive, it is 2%, give or take. One turn remaining, invasion of Panama. And then those ships can head into the Mediterranean and help invade Egypt. How much weight do we have here? That's 650,000 tons. I don't think it's going to make a huge dent, but it's going to make a little bit of a dent. It will have some effect, just not a big effect. Let's see, we got a task force sitting in Brest. Haha. Let's add them to the mix. See if we can finally get a strike on Alexandria, which would be nice to get. And we have peace with China. Sadly, not enough victory points to get the Wuhan. And I don't really want their DDs, so I'm just gonna take a tiny sum of money. We did not get the strike I wanted. Okay. And I have taken Panama. Very nice. Now, my friends, you are needed in the Mediterranean. Don't worry, you don't have to sit there for too long. And this Egyptian fleet is has put to sea. Somehow we are not fighting. Somehow we're not actually at war. Even though I'm invading them. That's because relations with minor powers are kind of weird. Oh. I got 2 battlecruisers here that I completely forgot about. What are we gonna do with you? Well, the Ottomans have a lot of ships. It's so sad that I cannot actually actively go to war with the Ottoman Empire because it's a minor nation. Let's have the 2 Sanitas join in with the 2 Caprice. Yeah, let's try 1 more month and see if we actually get some kind of strike. There's a strike, but not where I wanted it to be. So we're just gonna do that. Canada wants to buy ships. Denmark, Australia also buying ships. 1 month remaining. Invasion of East Philippines. We're up to 50% now. Oh, these are just... Oh, so close. So close. Hopefully they're actually going to make it into the invasion circle. Hopefully these guys are going to make it out of the invasion circle and not interrupt. Okay then, let's just see how it goes. Fingers crossed. And it looks like I've taken northern Egypt, but sadly did not get to fight the defending ships. That did not do a lot of defending. Okay. Also the Philippines. Japan is taking eastern China. Hopefully the war does not end before they do. Let's see, what are we gonna do here with all of these boats? The Geoscotties. What are we gonna do with you? Is there a big port here? These are kind of tiny, but you know what? If you fits, you sits. These battleships. What are we gonna do with you? We're gonna hope to get to fight the Ottomans. I mean, it would be funny. I have been invading Turkey of the Ottoman Empire previously, so you could kind of consider us as enemies, but I'm not sure if the game does. Let's just move some of these ships back into their positions. Let's see, you belong in Brest. Haha. this is the Constantinople fleet. And you guys, the Donzellas, you can sit in Port Said. And that is, I think, it for this episode. Let's see. Yeah, these land invasions not really going anywhere. That might. 10% it allows. What is the American Army logistics? 29%. They have 0 ships. They're building 25. I saw them lay down a bunch of stuff. Both this and the previous month. So, Ohio class battleships. Hopefully not armed with nuclear ICBMs. That would be kinda hard to defeat. Yeah, well, not sure how much of a time skip there's gonna be until the next episode. My only remaining enemy at the moment has no ships, and the ones with ships are not currently my enemies, so might be a couple of in-game years until we get something happening. Probably gonna be the British first, or the French. Although, the French do have some ships, somehow. Not sure how they can afford them, but they have some ships. But that's it. Goodbye, and take care.